We're back for another one. Here we go. Hello there everybody, we're here for another dip review and it feels good to be back. I really appreciate the amount of likes and views on my Copenhagen Southern Blend review. You know, I thought it would get quite a few views, but all those likes and everything, I just appreciate the support. So thank you all rule. Let's get started. First of all, what am I drinking today? This has astonished me. I'm in love with this already. I know that they brought back the glass bottles for Coke and Pepsi, but I never thought I'd see the day that they brought back the retro glass bottles for good old Mountain Dew. Just look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. And what's even cooler is that it's not just full of regular Mountain Dew. No. It's full of throwback. Fucking throwback! So that's pretty freaking nifty. I don't know where to get these, I don't know how much they cost, but my parents went grocery shopping the other day and they bought me a few of them, so that's pretty damn cool. And you know, even after I drink it all, I can always just keep the bottle for decoration purposes, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's like taking a trip back to the 80s. So it's currently 9:53 a.m. here today, and I woke up early this morning and it was a nice day out. It's currently like 70 degrees. It was probably 55 at that point that I'd woken up, and I was just in the mood to go for a walk, so I walked to a convenience store. I just took a nice little walk and I got some dips. First off, I got myself another can of Copenhagen Southern Blend because I love this stuff. And I'm on a bit of a wintergreen kick. I got myself a can of Grizzly Wintergreen. And what we're reviewing today? What are we reviewing today? Well, you could probably see the fucking title, but I'm still gonna announce it because I gotta. Copenhagen Wintergreen. That's damn correct. By the way, I am gonna re-review this at some point because I've got some requests, but I was really in the mood to get some Copenhagen Wintergreen because I haven't had this in a long time. I reviewed it a long time ago, and I barely remember what it tastes like because I never really dipped this too much. Not because I didn't like it, just because I didn't. Anyways. Right off the bat, I'm gonna say I wish that the Copenhagen Wintergreen still came in the fiberboard can, but it doesn't. Oh well. At least we still got the Cope LC in that shit. If they ever take those off the Cope LC, I'm gonna lose my nuts. Let's take a look at the presentation here. It's very green, obviously. Take a look at the side here. Warning, smokeless tobacco is addictive. And warning, this product can cause gum disease and tooth loss. They invented dentures for a reason. Typical Copenhagen tin. Same logo and everything, very green. Got the metal lid, plastic bottom. And speaking of the bottom, the date on here is very good. Sell by September 1st, 2013. So this stuff is very fresh. And I can just hear it, I can just hear the moisture bouncing around in there. So we got ourselves a good can. So like I said, I barely remember this because I never dipped it much. So even though this is my second time reviewing it, it's kind of like, it feels like my first since I barely remember it. Can't really smell the scent through the tin before you crack it. It is not cracked yet, by the way. Guess you can smell it a little bit. It smells like Lifesavers, kinda. But you can't smell it a lot. Crack it on camera. I don't have much of a thumbnail, but I think I can still crack this. Okay, we got it. We got it. Here we go. Sometimes it's not really about the length of the thumbnail as it is just doing it correctly. So even if you have a short ass thumbnail like I do, you can still get it done. As you can see there. Oh yeah. Okay, so one thing I do remember about it, and I remember hearing a lot, is that it's very sweet. Definitely smells sweet. It just smells like Lifesavers to me. Little round hard candies. When I smell this, that's what I smell. I don't smell dip, I don't smell tobacco, I smell Lifesavers. Not a bad smell. Oh yeah. Alright, let's take a look. Very curious to see how it tastes. It's been quite a while for me. Not a bad little dip right there. Not at all. Ho ho! Hey hey! Got a nice little lip in here. Feeling a little bit of a burn so far. Today we're using one of my 2 mud jugs. Today we're keeping it real with the original black. I just cleaned out my camo one, and so I always like to let them air out a little bit because they can get pretty nasty. So we're using the black one today. Already kind of full, but that's alright. Now that I taste it, I remember it a lot better than I did before I put this pinch in. Very sweet. It does taste like Lifesavers. A little bit of tobacco in there as well. Kind of also reminds me of Hawken a bit. It's a very sweet wintergreen, which everyone will tell you. And it's pretty 50-50 with Copenhagen Wintergreen. People seem to either love it or hate it. I like the flavor. It is a nice little sweet dip. You know, I always look at Copenhagen as being the most natural dip, so it's weird to have it, you know, their wintergreen be so sweet. It's still not bad. I still like it. I think we already covered the comparison. It really reminds me a lot of Hawken, which I didn't dislike. It's a very odd dip, texture-wise. Kind of liked it, but reminds me of Hawken, flavor-wise, definitely. Cut is your typical long cut, not quite as long as Grizzly. Not as short as like Cope LC either. Just a typical normal cut. Packed together nice and easily. It's staying packed together in my lip. It hasn't fallen apart. No pieces strewn about or anything. It seems to be packing quite well together. I am getting a nice little burn out of it. Like I say, I always like a little burn. Nothing too intense. I just like that little sensation in there. It's I don't know if it's soothing or whatever, but I always like that feeling. So I can get in a nice little burn, not a mega one, just kind of in the middle. Nice mellow burn. I'm loving it. Not feeling the nicotine, but what else is new, huh? I usually don't anyways. Doesn't mean I won't, but I'm not yet. We obviously have quite a fresh tin here, you know, sell by September 1st, 2013. And the first thing I noticed right when I put it in is tons of spit. I'm getting a lot of spit from this, which is not uncommon with wintergreen dips as it is. It's a lot juicier than the other Copenhagen flavors are. Not that the other Copenhagen flavors are typically dry, they're not, but they're not as like juicy. This is very juicy. A lot of spit. Judging by the fact that it's still as juicy now as it is when I put it in, it seems like it's gonna be lasting a while. It's not even nearing dry, not even close, not even approaching dry. It seems to be very juicy still. A lot of spit all over this bitch. So I'm gonna say the lastability is probably gonna be a good amount of time. Ah, very nice. Obviously, I haven't had this stuff in forever, and I haven't taken this lip out yet, and it's not even near time to take this lip out yet. But I'm gonna guess that the aftertaste is probably like it tastes, Lifesavers. It tastes like a Lifesaver to me, which is very pleasant. Very different for Copenhagen. Most Copenhagen, like I say, is very natural tasting. This is much sweeter. Doesn't taste, you know, artificial like Grizzly Wintergreen does, which I still like Grizzly Wintergreen, but it tastes more artificial than this. This just tastes like a straight Lifesaver to me. You have the tobacco taste in there too, but it's very sweet. I like it. Literally everybody is asking for a shout out right now, so I need more time to organize who the hell I'm going to give a shout out, because I have too many people, and there's so many comments on my Southern Blend review, so I need more time. So I'm not going to do any shout outs this review. Next review I will. Yeah, it's pretty overwhelming how many people are asking for shout outs right now, so bear with me on that. If you don't mind, I apologize. We're currently at 4,597 subscribers, so to all of you, thank you very much for the support. Thanks for watching me. Thanks for all the likes and comments. I really appreciate it. And now it's time for the rating of this wonderful dip. Like I said, it's very different for a Copenhagen dip. I like it a lot, you know. It's not something I could see myself dipping every single day, but for occasion I could definitely see it. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's very sweet. If you don't like sweet dips, you probably won't like this. If you don't like sweet dips, I'd recommend probably Grizzly Wintergreen. Anything but Skull Wintergreen. But it's an enjoyable dip to me. Like I said, it's an occasional thing. Couldn't dip this every day. So 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. More reviews coming soon. Take care.